should be throwing the bash. I need a woman who will treat me right. I need a woman who love and squeeze me tight. I need a woman. I need a woman tonight. I need a woman I can call my own. She got the love the blues and she'll buy me home. She'll tie me up at night and make me say when the sun comes up we'll do it all again. I need a woman who love and squeeze me tight. I need a woman who wanna treat me right. I need a woman. I need a woman tonight. Well, my day's a number and I'll tell you why. All the pretty girls keep walking on by, looking and smiling and winking at me. I got a woman who won't let me be. I need a woman who will squeeze me Trash and stock arrangements, paying our dues, scraping for coin and rock the blues. Band is kicking, playing it tight, all getting high till the morning light. Wielding my axe all night long, selling my soul for the price of a song. Any inspiration comes my way, fades like a dream by the break of day. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light. Growls, hardball lights grow low, screaming out the high notes, losing control. Moving through the shadows late Friday night, guitar burning, holding back the light. Playboys and gals changing back in the suits, ducking the light, the last pour from a hooch, cleaning the streets, hosing the drunks, sleeping it off in the back of the truck. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light.
All right. Here we are, live and in Technicolor. And one day the scene will change. There it is. It takes forever, but it eventually changes. How's everybody doing? Got a pack of bowl here. Oh boy, computer's already struggling. It's always great to see. We're not even doing anything yet. All right, there looks like it's okay now. Jesus. I really need a new computer. Oh man, so I started a little bit later than I had planned to. I was kind of like ready to start about 9:30, but I was like, instead of just standing there and trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to talk about, let's have a plan here, which I usually do. I usually have some kind of just a handful of things to get me started, and it was really hard. Man, it's been hard to find anything because there's the number of topics being covered are basically so limited. You know what I mean? It's like everything is Trump and inauguration and election, and so it's just me. I like to focus on making fun of social justice warriors. They're not going anywhere though. Believe me, they're already starting to. Well, we'll get into it. But like we've said, they always eat their own. So let me just get this bowl packed. Got a little bit of a very different situation set up for so this is where I would normally be, but I've got a magic table over there. I got a virtual show tomorrow. So I got this set up so I could be over here and be doing some stuff here. I could be right in here doing a little tricky trick. And you can't see it, but I have a second camera for my close-up magic here. So that's what I've been doing, getting everything ready for that. But anyway, the setup is different. I actually kind of like it. I knew that was going to be a problem. Now let's move these somewhere else. Put them there. But yeah, this is kind of a cool setup I've got going here. I've got more space. Actually, I wouldn't even be surprised if the audio might even be better because of the way I've got some things arranged in here. It might be more acoustically friendly as well. But I kind of expected everybody to rush in here. And where is everybody? That's okay. I gotta pack this bowl anyway. But do me a favor, let everybody know I'm live. Share my show. Hit that thumbs up button. Let's get some people in here. Oh, a couple of people showing up. Oh, thank God. Every time I do this, I'm like, is this going to be the night nobody's here? Thank God for Lizzie. We're trying to have some fun tonight. I might even drink some whiskey. I really want to have a good show tonight. I feel like I haven't had a really funny show in a while. I don't know why. Did I lose my funny? I don't know. I haven't uploaded a standalone video for a while. There hasn't been anything that was really doing it for me. Well, now that the inauguration is done, I figure things should be kind of back to normal starting on Monday, especially in terms of being able to just cover wacky news stories. So, yeah, I think the lighting looks good. I got a different mic situation happening. There's so many different things tonight. So what's going on with you, Lizzie? Did you watch the inauguration? Did you see Bruce Springsteen? That was pretty cool. Bon Jovi, Foo Fighters. Lady Gaga did a great job on the national anthem. Not a big Lady Gaga fan. I mean, I like her fine. She's fine enough. I just don't like pop music. But that broad's got a great voice on her. And, she did something. Oh, fuck. Is it? Hold on a second. Thank you, Lizzie. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it was the wrong mic. I had a different mic turned on. I did that once before. I, oh, that was with Miss B. There was this one time I had Miss B on, and she didn't say anything about my mic being fucked up. That's what I get for not checking with the headphones. I got the headphones sitting here for that exact purpose. How's that sound now? All right. Actually, I could probably turn this up. But anyway, one time I had Miss B on, and I did the same thing. I had a different mic turned on. So she was hearing me from across the room and never told me. But unlike her, you told me. Let me turn this up. And check something else real quick. Good there. All right. So we should be all good now. Do I want to turn this up more? Or I think we're good. It's turned up louder than it usually is. So that's odd. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Yeah, no, I know it's all good now. Thank you. Like I said, it's a different microphone across the room that was turned on. Although there is something. Hold on a second. Wanted to check something. Hello, 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 hello. And hello. Hello, hello, hello. There we go. There was much better. So it's funny because you definitely Thank you so much. You just did me a big solid because what happened was the audio interface got knocked over, so it switched from this mic to the mics that are built into it. Not only that, there's a weird thing where the XLR the cable plugs into. It's a little like I could tell it wasn't getting my because I was turning the mic up and nothing was happening, so I had to like mess with the connection. And so now we're good. Cool. Fuck. I got a show tomorrow too, so like I need everything perfect. I had everything set up real early tonight so that it would be ready for tomorrow. Woo! All right. Fucking what a start to the show. So, okay, what was I talking about? I got to stop doing this. One thing. Hold on. There we go. All right. The inauguration. Yeah. I figure there's just not like a lot of trending stories and stuff for me to talk about. Watched some of it only because it was on the car shop this morning. That's right. I was saying we saw Springsteen. Oh, Lady Gaga. Yeah, she did a great job singing the Star Spangled Banner. The the girl that did the poem I thought sucked. I know everybody thinks she was great. I thought everything about that gave me douche chills. First of all, she looked like she was dressed like Oprah, or like she was dressed like a woman in her 50s. She was dressed like a woman in her 50s from the 50s. Let me hit this bowl. And I used to really be into spoken word poetry, but the thing that turned me off about spoken word poetry is when I got into it at first, I would go to these poetry open mics and everybody sounded different. And then at some point, there was a certain cadence that came into vogue with poetry. So all of the poems sounded like this, and you couldn't tell one person from another. And usually they would say something about abortion or about how they were raped. And then they would talk about their fathers leaving and being raised by a single mom. Bang, bang, bang. The gunshots rang out. You know what I mean? This is this fucking shitty cadence. And I don't know, her mannerisms, her manner of jest, dress, the poem itself, her delivery, the tone of her voice, her age. I just got douche chills. I know, I'm the minority here. Everybody's like, isn't she great? I thought she sucked. I thought that girl doing the poem was the worst part of the whole inauguration. I mean, other than being that Joe Biden being the president. Could have been worse. Trump could have been president. That would have been worse. Biden's speech was overall pretty good, but once in a century virus line got me. As we've actually had a pandemic flu exactly every 100 years. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I did notice that when he. Yeah, that's right. He said once in a century. I was like, huh? Something else was said like that. I'm trying to remember what it was. There was another turn of phrase. It wasn't from Biden. Oh, it was somebody I heard talking about this guy. I swear to God, he almost said "Make America Great Again," but he didn't want to. So he's like, we're gonna make America the place we all really like a lot. We're gonna make it like it was before. I couldn't remember who it was or exactly what he was saying, but it was like he was trying to praise somebody, and he was real close from accidentally saying "Make America Great Again." Like we're about to make America great again. Uh, so I learned something interesting though when you helping me with my mic. I have the audio meters on the screen I can look at, and I have the audio meters on the actual audio interface. And just because I'm getting meters on the screen doesn't mean I'm getting them on the audio interface. So I need to see them both, which I can now. So that's cool. I'm gonna check something real quick while we're doing this. If I'm let's say if, like kind of in this spot. Hey everybody. Maybe I bring it down here a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm just thinking about for my magic show tomorrow. I could be here, blah diddy blah, and then actually for the close up magic, I'll be right here anyway. And then for you guys, we're good. Right there. Look at that. Fantastic. Move this over here. Having fun with my new setup. All right. Yo, yo, yo. And that's better audio like that. You can still see my face. It's pretty good. All right. What else about the inauguration? There was the. Where do I gotta find a place for these. That'd be fine. Bon Jovi was awesome. Bruce Springsteen was awesome. Hey, what's up, Jay? How you doing, pal? What's going on, my brother? No problem, Lizzie. If Lizzie vanishes, we'll still play your thing. All right, let's do some stories. What is this? Oh. Oh boy, Daniel Negreanu got my attention. I'm not going to know the answer though. All right, let's see. This is a puzzle. Daniel Negreanu is a great poker player. Can someone tell me the best move is for white here? It's just a puzzle, not a game. Ah, shit. All right. Best move for white. Boy. I don't think this. Okay, I'm not going to do this to you because I'm not going to know right away, and that's going to bore the fuck out of all of you. So I won't do that to you. Let's do some stories. Let's jump into it. I said many times on my show before Inauguration Day that there's no way in the world Trump is going to leave a note for Biden. He'll probably instead take a dump in the top drawer and leave that for him. I was so sure of that. Thank God that wasn't a bet on Predict It. Because if that was a bet on PI, whether or not Trump leaves a note, I would have definitely taken the no. I would have lost everything. As usual, the simpler the article, the more authors need to write it. This is written by Michael Wilner and Francesca Chambers. Everybody's reporting the same thing, though. I could have taken this from any website. I don't know why it took two people to say the same thing everybody else is saying. This is, I would tell you what website it was, but their own pop up is blocking my screen. So, I see. Well, it doesn't matter. This is. Would you please get this fucking thing off of my screen? It's so annoying. Why is it that websites have become so fucking annoying? Tim Pool, by the way, said today verbatim what I've been screaming about for years, which is the whole thing about, you know what, build. By the way, long before censorship and cancel, people were getting deplatformed. just as a marketing point of view, just as a marketer, when I started out with my business, one of the first concepts I learned about, I don't even, this is such basic marketing shit. I don't even remember where I heard it the first time. But, and there's different analogies for it, but one analogy is the stool. They say, when it comes to your business, you should think of it like you're building a stool. Let's talk about in terms of generating leads. If you have a stool and it only has one leg, you could sit on it, you could balance on it, but it's pretty unstable. And that's kind of like what happens when your business is getting all of its leads from one place. What would be better is if you had a stool with two legs. Even more stable would be a leg with three. And even more, the more legs you add to that stool, the more stable it's going to become. Heck, you could have six legs, two of them could break, and you'd still be fine sitting on the thing, right? So, same thing when it comes to generating leads for your business. You're better off if you're getting your leads from a variety of places. If it happens that you get the majority of them from one place, okay, you're not going to turn that off, but you should definitely not rely on it. So many people go, wow, I found this one source of leads, and they just invest everything in that. And then one day something happens to that lead source, and they're like, uh-oh, they're sent scrambling. Whereas if you have a good source of leads, go find several other sources. So when one goes away, even if it's your main one, you have these other ones. You're not just left out there with nothing, right? And so that's why for so long I've been telling people, don't build your entire business on Patreon so that one day it could all be taken away. Don't build your whole business on YouTube. YouTube changes policies all the time. And so, hey, what's up, Dub? Dub's cooking cooked chicken fried steak fingers and gravy. That sounds delicious. Oh, Lizzie, do you play chess? I thought I would have bored everybody to tears with the chess puzzle. If you actually play, and you're probably better than I am. I'm not very good. We could try to figure it out. We'll go back to that perhaps if anybody cares. I'm sure somebody in the comment section already told them the answer. I've been getting better at chess, but I still suck. Anyway, Trump actually left a note for Biden, and I never thought in a million years he would. I've said that, just like I repeat myself all the time in this show when I'm correct about something. I'm honest when I tell you I said it a million times. This was never going to happen, and I was wrong. Um, yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm excited that people showed up tonight. I was worried no one was going to come. I'm like a little kid who's happy his friends showed up at his birthday party. Tim Pool was saying today exactly the same thing I've been saying for years. He was like, hey, I think we need to go back to the time where everybody just has their own website and promotes their own things. So you don't have to worry about being deplatformed. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. People, especially some of you youngins, might not remember in the earlier days of the internet, everybody was just had their own website. There wasn't these social media platforms. And you would find other websites because, like, if you went to my website, I would link to things that were probably related. You know what I mean? People still do that. I just for me, YouTube is a tool I'm using to try to get people to my fan club. But if YouTube went away, then I would just use some other platform. Maybe I would use postcards. Maybe I'd put up, make stickers and stick them up all over town. I don't know. Maybe I would just, go on some other social media platform. You miss your GeoCities webpage? All right. Point is, I was wrong. Trump left a letter for Biden. Trump left the White House. Da, da, da. The president left a note for President elect Biden, said Judd Deere, Trump's deputy press secretary. Obama left Trump a note in the Resolute desk 4 years ago, wishing him good luck and Godspeed. Congratulations on a remarkable run, Obama wrote to Trump. Millions have placed their hopes in you, and all of us, regardless of party, should hope for expanded prosperity and security during your tenure. So, different situation here because officials are not sharing the contents of Trump's note to Biden. He said that it was very gracious, though. I read it in a different article, not this one that took 3 people to write a fucking. Look at this, 2 people to write a couple of paragraphs. What do you guys think was in the letter? What would your guess be? If you had to take a guess, what do you think? Do you think Trump actually wrote it himself? Because I'm thinking if I had to write a letter to the incoming president, my penmanship is so horrible that first of all, I'd have to just figure it out, what I'm going to write, and then once I got it, then I would have to copy it meticulous. It would take me. You have no idea how much my hand would cramp up, despite the amazing amount of masturbation I do. My hand would be cramping up. I would be and then there'd be I know I would fuck up, and then I would like want to cross out, but you can't leave a letter to the president if you scratch out, right? I guess it's not that long of a letter. I guess it's not the Gettysburg Address from the desk of the president's secretary. Jay says lots of N words. What? Let's see. I'm thinking it was like. I mean, why is he not sharing it? It's kind of interesting, right? Like, is it because he thinks? I mean, was there a parting shot in it? You think, or we found out what Obama said. How come we don't? How come they're not gonna? I don't know. I'd love to know what Trump said on his way out. If he was like, "See you in 4 years, motherfucker." F you, Trump. Maybe he doesn't want to give any redeeming light to Trump. I was thinking that. What if he said something really nice and he's like, I don't want to let everybody know how gracious Trump was. He said he was gracious, though. He said it was a very gracious letter. And so, fuck. Dropping shit. Um, it almost, what it kind of feels like? He didn't mention Trump at all during the inauguration. And it almost feels like they just want to erase him, right? He's been deplatformed from social media. He's not the president anymore. I think Biden's thought was, I'm not gonna bullshit people and talk about and thank the outgoing president. I'm not gonna stand up here and say, I wish Mr. Former President Trump well. Uh, you know, he did a lot of good things for the country. You know what I mean? There's no way he was gonna do that. He wasn't gonna praise him. People would have been mad at him for praising him, or people would have thought he was full of shit. So that wasn't going to happen. He wasn't going to say anything negative. I think he's just decided we're just going to not talk about him. I think Trump has become the invisible man. And for Donald Trump, that would probably be the worst punishment of them all if he simply just became persona non grata. I just wanted to say persona non grata. I feel like I look particularly good tonight. I don't know why. I just feel like I do. I'm so fucking fat too, man. It's so upsetting. For me, I've got a belly. I used to have abs before the pandemic. I had abs even a couple of months into the pandemic. If it weren't for Trump, Biden would be president. The stark of a contrast created a not that guy dynamic. Yeah, you're exactly right. Well, if the DNC hadn't fucked Bernie Sanders over, Bernie would have beat Trump and we would have had 8 years of Bernie. But no, the establishment didn't want to do that. They wanted to fuck Bernie right in his pee hole. That's right in his pee hole. That's where they fucked him twice, and he took it. And we ended up with Trump. So while we're on this, because again, I'm sorry, guys, there's nothing else in the news to talk about. So we're going to try to find our own angles on it. Let me think if there's anything else I want to say first about the letter. I was wrong. Trump did leave a letter. We don't know the contents. Biden said he was gracious, didn't say what it was, didn't acknowledge him in the inauguration. I think he's just being made the invisible man. What else could I say? I just don't imagine, I can't imagine Trump actually sat there and penned the letter himself. I think you're right when you say it's from the desk of the president's secretary. I think he said, would you write something nice? Suck up to him a little bit because I might need his mercy during my impeachment trial. And someone, whoever wrote it was like, yeah, I'll suck some balls. And they penned some elegant letter to Biden, something like, all is love and fair, all is fair in love and war. I love this country, and you fairly bested me this time. To the spoils go the country. You know what I mean? He probably was like a king. He's like, the spoils go to you, my friend. I will be back for my throne in 4 years. I now ride off into the night. Be strong. We shall meet again, fair adversary. And Biden was like, "What the fuck?" No, but I bet somebody sucked his balls and was like, hey, sorry. I bet, I'm just telling you, I bet he did whatever he could to try to suck his balls, hoping for leniency in the future. I mean, on his way out, I don't know. It was his speech on the way out wasn't as weird as his speech on the way in. Remember his inauguration speech? Woo! We should watch that again just for nostalgic purposes. When oh my god, I got douche chills. I just imagined now that he's gone, going back in time and watching his acceptance speech at the inauguration. And George W. Bush saying it was some weird shit. Michael Moore on exiting Donald Trump. We're not done with him. He must pay for his actions. It's written by Anthony D'Alessandro. He's like Gary Delabate with the apostrophe in his name. Baba Booey. Anthony Baba Booey D'Alessandro wrote this. Jesus Christ, Michael, can you please? The microphone isn't food. And I'm sure your dick is at least that long. I believe you. I believe your dick's that big. But Jesus. I've said before that I'm actually quite a big Michael Moore fan. I've met him several times. I've just run into him before, and I've also I've taken trips to hear him speak. One time I got a book signed by him. I got a picture with him. I like Michael Moore. Again, I don't agree with everything, but I like him. My motto, as you know, is I listen to everybody, so I don't like anybody. Maybe better, I listen to everybody. That's why I don't like anybody.
shorter. So is kind of lame, right? So. As President Donald Trump flew away from the White House this morning for the final time. That's a weird way to put that, right? He didn't really fly away. He's not a fucking bird. He's not even a pilot. So on his way out, Michael Moore gave him a parting jab on Twitter. He's just left the White House for good, the Oscar winner wrote. We the people have evicted him. I will go ahead and cancel the U-Haul. He now flies over the wreckage he has created, knowing we are not done with him, Michael Moore said. Trial, conviction, imprisonment. He must pay for his actions. A first ever for him. And that would be true. It doesn't seem like he has ever paid for anything. It doesn't seem like he's even ever paid a bill. I've said before, my brother owned a jazz and blues nightclub in Hollywood, Florida, and these contractors used to hang out there, and they were talking about how if we don't even bid on Trump property jobs anymore because every contractor in Florida at one time or another has been fucked over by Trump. He hires you to do something, you do it, then he refuses to pay you. So when you go to him with it, he goes, "Take me to court," and you take him to court, and he settles for pennies on the dollar, and that was his MO. He did it on the reg. He would hire you, not pay you, take you to court, settle for less. It was like, talk about an attorney discount, right? Using the legal system as a coupon. Point is, he never paid contractors and he hasn't paid for anything he's ever done. But I don't know, what I'm curious about, though. Again, I like Michael, but why does he not feel the same way about every president after Jimmy Carter? I'm just curious. Again, I despise Trump, but tried to get us out of the wars. They wouldn't let him. They kept trying to push him into getting us into wars. He didn't do it. He did, in his long list of pardons, by the way. Some of the people he pardoned were nonviolent marijuana charge people. You know what I'm saying? People who were in prison for nonviolent marijuana charges. Now, if there's one person who should be in prison for a nonviolent marijuana charge, it's a middle-aged man trying to make his way on YouTube. Hey, I heard that. Get it? Get what I'm saying? All right. I appreciate you guys watching me, though. Point is, Obama dropped so many bombs, as Jimmy Dore likes to point out, that Obama actually ran out of bombs. True story. He kicked not 5.1 million people, but 5.1 million families out of their homes, gave a big bailout to the banks, signed the Patriot Act, re-signed that, signed off on the torture of Chelsea Manning, went ahead and didn't do anything about Assange or Snowden, just prosecuted them as well. I mean, come on. I don't know. This is the thing. Trump's a piece of garbage, but when you look at his policies, like when you talk about what he actually did legislatively, and I know people are going to talk about his mishandling of the coronavirus. I'm not so sure. I mean, I don't know. Another president may have given us more comfort, but I think the results were probably going to be about the same. I think people give too much blame and credit to the president. And I think if you looked at the things Trump did directly, I just don't think it was that much. I think he was pretty ineffective. And in the ways he was effective, some of them were okay, like, his Middle East shit. And like I said, pardoning these nonviolent drug offenders. I Again, man, it's if you say anything good about Trump, people hate you for it. So my point is just how about this? I agree with what Michael Moore is saying here. I would love to finally see somebody in power actually get punished other than Bill Cosby. That was pretty satisfying. But I'd like to see these people that work for us, that are supposed to work for us, I'd like to see when they act like criminals, I'd like to see them go to prison. So I agree with Michael Moore on that. I just wish Michael Moore was more like Jimmy Dore and more like other honest news sources like Kyle Kalinske and Glenn Greenwald, who are willing to call out their own side. U.S. Senate's expected to hold a speedy impeachment trial soon for Trump. That means they're all going to take speed, hold the trial. Even though he's left office, the ultimate result of which could see the former POTUS being blocked from running for nation's top office again. Senate leaders Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell met Tuesday about laying ground rules for a 50-50 chamber split. So this would be a good time to talk about my situation on PI. Will Mitch McConnell vote to convict on incitement by April 29th? So let me explain to you how I got into this mess. Yesterday, I was flipping this fucking thing between like 40 and 41 cents. And then today, when I got up, it was pretty, let's look at the 24-hour. It was kind of where I left it. Here, it went up all the way up to 48 cents, 46, 46. So you could see it was hovering pretty high. And then it took a big dip. And I was like, well, 39 cents seems cheap. I'm going to buy it up. So I bought a bunch of shares at 39 cents. And then over the next several hours, it hovered. It went between 39 and 41 cents. I was busy doing things. And I was like, I still felt like 39 cents was cheap on this. So I was like, instead of sitting there and flipping this for a penny over and over for like 4 hours, 5 hours, I got shit to do. I got to get ready for a virtual magic show tomorrow for a corporate event. I've got, I had things to set up for it. And I got distracted. I forget what I was doing. All I know is I didn't have PI up. I look up and I'm down $7. I'm like, what? And so as you can see, it's only at 36 cents now. So I'm down 3 cents. I'm sure that this is going to come back up. I can't imagine. We got a long way to go on this thing. So I just don't believe it's going to sink lower than this, and I don't think it's going to stay here. This was as high as, I believe, 50 cents last night. So we could take a look at some of the comments. But I'd love to hear from you guys in the chat. What do you think? Jay in the chat says, what do you expect from Trump? In the 80s, used Polish illegal aliens to build the New York Trump Tower. Yeah. What do you guys think on this? Forget about that my value's down 3 cents. Do you think Mitch McConnell will vote to convict on incitement? What are your opinions? I'd love to hear them. So, all right. This is 20 minutes ago. I haven't read this yet. Look, the man was in a building that was attacked while the president did nothing to help. They were calling him, asking him to call the National Guard, and he wouldn't do it. Mitch McConnell came back and asked the Senate to drop all the challenges. And the important thing, they did. I got to make this text bigger. He's been putting up with the man who he hasn't felt belonged in the party for 4 years. He doesn't want him to run again. People who are saying he won't because he'll be a pariah, it's not like he'll do it alone. Plenty of the Republican leadership will break ties with him. Yes, there will be angry Trump fans. Yes, it will cause some hurt in the party. Hurt that they have 4 years to work on, or else they can let Trump loose for 4 years doing who knows what else damage in the meantime. That's true. If they don't convict him, he could start up his Patriot Party thing that he's talked about. He'll always be there lurking, a threat to run again. Wouldn't they rather just snuff that out now? Convict him and just say, let's just be done with this? Remember, he cleaned the clocks of every Republican nominee that was running for president. Anyway, this guy continues. He's got, let's see who this is. I should start paying attention to these users. By the way, something about PI, the comments section is fun and it's interesting, but there's some very smart people on here who will it's like poker. They'll make they'll make fake polls up. They'll create fake articles and link to them. They'll make a really strong argument for because they're trying to make the price go up, or they'll make a strong argument against, and they might even be bluffing. So they might make a whole bunch of great points is the point, and they really are trying to get the opposite result. Dub Style in the chat says it's already begun, Zach. Ivanka bought a Miami Beach home and announced she's coming after Rubio's seat. Okay, so he's got political reasons and personal reasons. This is the best chance he'll have. He's been telegraphing by outright stating to the media that he thinks Trump caused the attack, which way he'll vote, just like he telegraphed that he was trying to get the senators to stop challenging, which was ultimately successful when others' eyes were open during the raid on the Capitol. This guy spelled, I love when people spell Capitol with an AL instead of an OL. That cracks me up every time. Right there. I'm sure I've done it at some point. They think he'll do it. He's pretty much already said he will. And you could bet he's trying to get 16 more to join him. There are 3 or 4 others that are safe bets. I gotta support that because this guy, he's saying that Mitch McConnell will do it. So, but if they convict him, then he can't run again, Dub. It wouldn't matter if he formed his own party or not. My question is, do you think Mitch McConnell will vote to convict on incitement by April 29th? All I know is I'm only 2 cents down now on this. If I had sat at my computer today and flipped this between 39 and 41 and made 2 cents, let's see, that would be $7 every time I did it. I could have made about $25 an hour. I would have made about $100 today if I just sat there and did that. I might do better, though. I really do believe this is underpriced. I think he is going to vote to convict him. So, and look, I can always sell out of it if this, I had an offer because I knew I was going to get busy and wasn't paying attention. If it went up to 48 cents, I was set to sell it. But let's see what other comments are in there about this. Okay, I'm leaning yes. He won't do it because it's the morally right thing to do or whatever. He'll do it for self-serving reasons. Gotta support these people. That's my position. He can make much more money using his influence as a media owner and run the Republican Party that way. It'd be crazy to run again. He's already built the flock. It's still not my question, Dub. You keep talking about something that has nothing to do with my bet. My question is, do you think Mitch McConnell, I don't give a fuck about what you think Trump's going to do. My point is, Mitch McConnell might want to keep him from being able to run again. So that might be a reason he would vote to convict him. I just want to know if you think Mitch McConnell's going to vote to convict him. Okay, I understand. Yes, Mitch will vote to convict. He's retiring after this term. And so does Lizzie. By the way, I said that too, Dub. I said the same thing. I said, he doesn't. What's up, Exotic Gamer? I said, this motherfucker doesn't care anymore. He's on his way out. He doesn't. A matter of fact, I'll show you. My comment is down here somewhere. So many people are anonymous on here. I'm not really sure what that's about. It's probably because they're like successful people with reputations. A lot of them probably work in politics or some shit. Where's my comment? There was probably here. This would be an easier way to do this. Let's see. Where's my? I can't find my own. Huh. Well, basically, that's the point. As I said, he's not going to be in office much longer. Exotic Gamer, do you have an opinion here? Do you think Mitch McConnell will vote to convict Trump on incitement by April 29th? This is like I'm like Frank Luntz. I'm like a white trash Frank Luntz. I have my own group of I got a totally unscientific though group of people online, and I'm getting polling information from them. I want to see how people replied to her. There's no way this serves him in any way. If he does it, it will be a moral vote of conscience, which is why he won't. I really don't buy the moral vote of conscience stuff. It's the perfect ploy to make himself look like a man of conscience when really he's just doing what he thinks will regain him his position as majority leader, since Trumpism could jeopardize those prospects. I'm sticking with this lady. 79% of GOP voters. I think that's a lady. I don't know what it is. Can barely see the icon. 79% of GOP voters will still approve of him. I don't think that's true. His approval rating isn't. What is he talking about? Or maybe he means Mitch McConnell. He means Mitch McConnell. How can he expect to maintain his position of majority leader if he's? Oh, I gotcha. GOP voters may straight up abandon the party if they betray Trump. Not buying it. The GOP supported Nixon for the longest time. Then when he resigned, it became irrelevant. You suddenly couldn't find anyone who supported them. There are potential risks to alienating the pro-Trump Republicans, but the fact that Trump already lost isn't upsetting. Alienating the pro-Trump Republicans, isn't that like alienating the pro-squad Democrats? The fact that Trump already lost re-election once and has only become less popular since then shows he's more of a liability than an asset. if he sticks around and keeps influencing the party. His proposal of creating a third Patriot Party definitely is a factor, too. Do you think that would be good for the Republican Party to have a third party siphon off a large chunk of their votes? That's what I'm saying. So they'd rather just keep him from running altogether. Absolutely would be terrible for Republicans if Trump created his own party. There most certainly will be a QAnon party, America First, Patriot Party, if Mitch and many Republican senators vote to convict Trump. If they don't convict, the GOP at least has enough time to slowly try and make people forget about him rather than openly slapping their voters in the face. This is just some jerk off tweet here. We can take a look at this. Whose tweet is this? This is from Manu Ragu Sauce. Man, he's got a lot of followers. He's a chief congressional correspondent at CNN. All right. So, some Republicans warning McConnell not to vote for Trump's conviction. If he does, I don't know if he can stay as leader, one senior GOP senator told me. I think that, I said he's on his way out. He doesn't care. The counter argument someone made to me was, bullshit. Mitch McConnell, all he cares about is power, and he will definitely. I know my comment's down here somewhere, and he definitely cares about losing it. So. I got to tell you, the comments section on PI is maybe the most fun comment section ever. Still down 2 cents on this. That's the exact job you're training for tomorrow, being a pollster via the telephone. I feel like I really got into PI at maybe the worst time, like right after everything ended. But maybe it's good. I can get in slow and, start to try to figure it out. Let me show you guys something real quick. If you have, I don't have enough money to make this worth doing, but you can come to PI and you can sort by expiring. And these are contracts that are just about done, but they haven't completely settled. So, like this one, it's pretty. It's like a done deal, right? But you could buy You can't buy any yes, but you could buy this no for 99 cents a share. And if you maxed it out at $850, right? So 850 shares, then when this settles, you're going to get a penny. So you'll get, how much is it? $8.50? Is that right? Or is it $85? I started, I was trying to do math last night in front of y'all and was retarded. So after the show was over, I'm like, all right, let me figure out what I was trying to do. And I was like, I can't do math on the spot. It's just a mental block of mine. I'll tell you a funny story about that. There's a magic trick I used to do in my stage show. And $8.50. Thank you, Dub. Taking mercy on me. As a kid, I would get so anxious if I had to go up and do math at the board. It's always a thing for me. Again, I was always an English, person. Good writer, good speaker, English history, And so there was this magic trick I used to do in my show that every time you did it, you had to do the most basic of math for this trick. All right. There's a lot of tricks like this, but for this particular one, that was the case. You had to uh, do. Why do I feel like my thing over here is off? Sorry, hold on a second. Okay. Um, hold on, this is bugging me. Let me just fix this. All right. And okay. Sorry, my friends, I'm back. Is my hold on one sec. What just happened here? Hold on. Fuck me. Why do I feel it is, right? That fucking sorry guys, my am I nuts or is that fucking frame off? Urgh. I think I'm about to just fucking come on, you piece of shit. Oh, my bad. It is, right? This thing was off. All right. Hold on. What did I do? Hold on. Um, why? Huh. All right. All right. We're all good now. Jesus. Sorry about that, guys. It was making me bonkers. I was like, something is off. See you later, Lizzie. Have a good one.
Wheel in the sky keeps on turning.
By the way, notice all this shit's off now, too. Fuck. How is everything? I should just, I'm just going to reload this. I know this thing's fucked up, so hold on one second, guys. It'll be the easiest way to fix this is to reload it. And there we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so what I was saying was I had this oh, cool. I had this magic trick I used to do on stage, and I had a really good presentation for it too. I mean, that's everything with a routine, right? It's like there's a billion fucking magic tricks. What makes it good is the routining, the presentation, and I had a really good angle on this one. And you had to do the most basic of math for this fucking trick. and I couldn't help but to like I would get so nervous doing it that I finally just took it out of my act because I was like, I can't add like 6 and 5 and while I'm performing. It was, I swear to God, that's how stressed out I was about it. Anyway, the point is, you could go. There's a bunch of these markets that are expiring that they're basically they're done, right? Like, uh, same thing here. You could buy these up. You could just go around, and people do this if you had the money because they're all guaranteed, and then you just collect from each one. But so it'd be actually so you're buying them at 99 cents, right? So you get where's my that's one thing I figured out with my shitty math after I finished the cast. I'm like, okay, now you know how to do that without being a dummy. Yeah, so you would buy actually what you do is you would buy 841 and a half shares because that's 800 and oops, wait a minute. Let's see. Uh, I meant I meant 858. So you'd buy 858 shares at 99 cents a piece, and then you would sell them back for $1, and that would be $85 and 85 cents. So yeah, it's not 850. I fucked that up. I'm always fucking this up when I'm going live. That's why it actually helps me to talk about this stuff because if I have to say it out loud and actually explain what the fuck is going on, I keep catching myself saying wrong shit. You know what I did that was really stupid? I'll show you how. This I'm not ahead. I'm ahead like $20. Not 200. I'm a dummy because this is this portfolio value. I read this all wrong. I was like, I thought about it. I'm like, I didn't read that right. The portfolio value is if you add up my market investment on each one, then all of those together add up to the value of my portfolio. And this is cash that I have available on hand. And so of all of the cash I have on hand, I've invested 213.30, and the portfolio has gone up in value, so that's why it's higher. And this is money that I've got still in the account. So anyway, this fucking Mitch McConnell thing. But oh yeah, so my point was just going back to this real quick. If you had like a few $1,000s and you wanted to just come in here and go, okay, this is a done deal. So you can't it, I guess it doesn't matter which way you do this, but no, see, it's not available. So what you do is you come in, you buy the no, and the most you're allowed to spend on the site is 800. Well, the most you can bet on any one contract is $850. So, oops. So if you divide 850 divided by 99 cents is 858. So that means you can buy 858 shares at 99 cents. And then you could take those 858 shares and then sell them back for $1. But I think you move that decimal place over. So it's not $858, it's $85.85, right? I guess you could see if you. Point is, if you had the money, you could do that on all of these because there's a bunch of them that are like basically done. Some of them aren't. Some of them are still, some of them could still go the wrong way. This one here, this almost is interesting to buy the no on this because if they get bogged down and shit and they don't get around to confirming this guy, it's not whether or not he's going to win. It's going to be whether or not they get him confirmed by March 1st. It's not. It seems like a not a bad bet. All right. It's not time to get to PI yet anyway. The only reason I went over to PI is because we were talking about Mitch McConnell and I wanted your opinion on this. I hope that before the end of the broadcast tonight that this fucking goes up. Although the market closes at 1 o'clock. So fuck. I hope tomorrow it shoots up to like 50 cents. That would be cool. So that was the Michael Moore thing. Okay, here we go. As Trump departs office, reality sets in for QAnon cult. Oh, hold on a second. Dub's helping me out. 850 times 1 penny profit is 850 pennies. Thank you, Dub Style. I really appreciate it. Again, you fucking. There's smoke coming out my ears. I think you could tell. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. You fucking. That's what I had to do with when I had to figure out like, okay, I know that $850 is the most that you can have on one bet. So I was trying to figure out. I'm like, okay, let's say shares are 35 cents a piece. How many shares can I buy? And that took me. I remember I was trying to figure out that last night live, and I couldn't do it. I was like fucking retarded. Yes, minus the 10% fee. That's right. Good point. I don't think I don't think anybody serious is doing that. I think anybody that's doing that might be doing it when it's at like 95 cents. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, this thing's at 95 cents, then, oh, fuck, I need to keep I'm going to have to get in my magic table all covered in weed, and I need this for my show tomorrow. I was going to have to clean it anyway. So if you had so let's say you could get them at 95 cents, right? 850 divided by 0.95. That's 894 shares, right? So 894 shares times 0.95, right? So that's right. So 850 divided by 0.95 is 894 shares, right? So let's just pretend it was 95 cents and I wanted to pick up $850 worth, I'd buy 894 shares. Now, it goes up a penny, right? So it'd be the 894 shares times, I'm sorry, it goes up 5 cents. It goes to $1 times $1, right? Why do I get 894? 765 profit each time you sell for 1 penny over. You, can you tell me why? How to like? Where am I going wrong? How am I fucking this up? You hear what? You follow me? Like so. I know I got this part right. If I want to buy shares at 95 cents, 850 divided by 0.95. So that means I can buy 894 shares at 95 cents a share. That adds up to $850, right? So that I'm good at. So now I've got my 894 shares and I'm going to sell them back, but I'm going to get back $1, right? I bought them for 95 cents. Now I'm selling them for $1. So I can do times $1. And that comes out to 894 point some shit. So is where am I going wrong? Is that $8.94? According, I'm imagining it's $8.94, but I'm not sure I know why. Let's see, 894. Oh, I know what I could do. Could divide it by. No, that didn't help. Okay, 894. Okay, I see what you're doing. All right, fuck. Yeah, the 10% fee is easy. That I can do after. It's the other part I'm an idiot at. If I could be successful on this being so bad at math, people are going to be like, any fucking idiot could do this. Luckily, the website does all the calculations for you. So if you did that on several of them, it wouldn't be that bad. $40 profit, and if you did that on like 5 of them, that's $200. The problem is your money's locked up for a little while. You know what I mean? It's you have to wait for it to clear out. All right, let's do this story real quick. As Trump departs office, reality sets in for QAnon cult. It's written by Caitlin Dixon and Jerry Adler. It's kind of funny because what grabbed my attention is not that this is about QAnon. It's like, well, welcome to the club. In other words, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican or a progressive, that's what politics in America is. It's a giant disappointment. It's believing in something, and then the person you believed in turns out to not be what you thought he was or she was. And then you become disillusioned by politics, and then you hate everybody. And then you're a middle-aged man doing a YouTube show because you can't do magic shows because Corona. Anyway, it began with a cryptic remark by Trump at a photo op with senior military leaders in October of 17. You guys know what this represents. Trump asked the reporters he summoned to the state dining room. Maybe it's the calm before the storm. He's a few weeks explanation. So turned out that he was it had something to do with Q. I'm going to go through this quick. I'm not going to the whole history. I've known about QAnon for a long time. I do train jujitsu with Eddie Bravo, for crying out loud. But basically, to sum up this paragraph, Trump fanned those flames of QAnon conspiracy theories. It says, although there are theories about the identity of Q, none of which involve a top national security official, he or she remains anonymous, and so do most of Q's followers, hence the name QAnon. I was told by Eddie Bravo himself that he believes Q is is Trump. Not sure of it, but a lot of people believe Q is Trump. Fantasy ended noon January 20th when Biden took the oath of office. For some, the charade ended 2 weeks earlier with the chaotic riot at the Capitol, in which Q followers were well represented, failed to stop the counting of electoral votes, certifying Biden's victory. There was other milestones along the way. Uh, Trust the plan was the mantra of the true believers. Clock ticked down. Q message boards began filling with increasingly desperate posts from followers claimed to have gone without sleep for as long as 6 days, not wanting to miss the moment they had been waiting and hoping on for years. Wow, it really is like a cult. It's like they were waiting for the Hale Bopp comet. And what'll probably be the closest thing to an official conclusion of the Q saga. Ron Watkins, the former admin of the 8 Kun board, hosted Q, posted a conciliatory message to Telegram shortly after Biden's inauguration ceremony, telling followers, "We keep our chins up and go back to our lives as best we are able. We have a new president sworn in. It's our responsibility as citizens to respect the Constitution, regardless of whether or not we agree with the specifics or details regarding officials who are sworn in." Man, maybe it really is Trump. Maybe. Although, Trump wouldn't be calming people down if he was Q. As we enter into the next administration, please remember all the friends and happy memories we made together over the past few years. It was a good club. Good, nice cult. You made some good friends in the cult. In an effort to perhaps reassure followers that all is not completely lost, Watkins added, "I'll have more to say in a few days regarding a new project I'm currently fleshing out," before concluding the message with "God bless." Some people believe they're the two that were actually behind the Q persona, but they've denied it. Sounds like an awesome Blair Witch kind of thing. I think the next project they have is going to be the documentary, how they created Q. It's like, yes, it was us. This is how we created the whole thing. They come out of the closet. My main point, again, with this article was not to give you a whole history of Q, but, it is kind of interesting to see that it looks like it has an end to it. My bigger point is just that it doesn't matter if you're in a cult or if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican. It doesn't matter what party you're in. You will ultimately, you will, you will ultimately, you will ultimately be disappointed by your party. I mean, if you're truly happy with the two mainstream parties, the Republicans and the Democrats, if you're one of those and you truly think the party is great, all I could say is ignorance must be bliss. Jimmy Dore read a quote that was hilarious. I forget who it was by, and I'm going to fuck it up, but it's something to do with America. United States of America is a let me see if I can find it so I don't fuck it up horribly. Um, let's see. Um, Here it is. I heard this on Jimmy Dore. The United States is also a one party state, but with typical American extravagance, they have two of them. Julius Nyerere, first president of Tanzania. That's pretty fucking great. It's a one party state, but with typical American extravagance, they have two of them. It's pretty good. So that's how I feel. I feel like we're a one party state. But if you really think your party is awesome, good for you. If you think one party is better than the other, good for you too. Because I don't think they are. I don't think one is better than the other. You know what? Maybe a more optimistic way to say that would be, instead of saying I don't think one is better than the other, how about this? There's good and bad everywhere. There's good. How about that? There's good and bad on both sides. There's enough of each to go around. How about that? Maybe I'll do a more positive approach. I love the Democrats and I love the Republicans. I don't love everything they do, but I love them. Love the Democrats, just not everything they do. Not 100. I don't agree with everything. Same thing with the Republicans. I love them. I just don't agree with everything. How about that? That'd be good. That's a nice positive way to put it. Trying to step into 2021 with a more positive attitude. Probably going to finish this bowl. This is there was just a little bit more green on top there. And so yeah, 894 times 5 cent profits. Yeah, I gotta remember that makes perfect sense. See if I can hold on to that in my fucking shitty math brain. All right. This is something I'm much more comfortable with. This is from Doug Polk playing Daniel Negreanu. They're still playing their heads up grudge match. And what did Polk say? This bluff ended up being pretty reasonable. Slightly over bluffed the turn in river, but in the river it's pure bet and jams 43%. I decided to jam 50. Really thought I punted a buy-in here, but turns out it was just slightly loose. I got to take a closer look at that. Let me just give him a little love first. So that's Polk on the right, Negreanu on the left. I could barely see. He went all in. Pretty funny. What is he? I'm not. I'm trying to figure out this. Just slightly loose. He said, "I thought I punted a buy-in here, but it was just slightly loose." I'm assuming that Daniel folded to his all in here. That's what I'm guessing. If he jammed, but Daniel's all in over here. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, you got that right, Dub. Yeah, Doug Polk is fucking him up. Did you see the rant he did about Negreanu complaining about, people saying he's getting lucky? And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" With this, it's pretty funny. Okay, let's get rid of this. We did that. We did that. We did. Oh, there was one more. Fuck. Yeah, his sausage in his hand rant. Yeah, that was awesome. Exactly. What Biden should do about Trump. Rick Newman. One of the trickiest challenges for incoming President Joe Biden is what to do about his predecessor, Trump. Investigate him for possible crimes, leave him alone, case for each route, violate election law, obstructed justice during the Mueller probe, committed campaign finance felonies. It would show no presidents above the law, possibly deter future presidents from abusing their power, could interfere with Biden's policy agenda while also making it look like Biden is using federal power to hurt a political rival. Letting Trump off the hook might calm the political warfare that exploded on January 6th. But if Trump committed crimes without consequence or even scrutiny, he would invite other presidents to do the same. Oh my God. I can't believe it's like, what does a president have to do to end up being punished? You have to like murder somebody in front of the whole country. I mean, they do that actually. Obama continued to murder people with drone strikes, and oh, this is such a weird world we live in. Democratic Party stalwart John Podesta sees a compromised path for Biden. He should do what he's done over the last couple of weeks, which is stay focused on his job, let the rest take care of itself. Podesta, founder of the Center for American Progress and a former top advisor to Presidents Obama and Clinton, told Yahoo Finance. Biden and Harris have stayed remarkably focused on their job. That's exactly what they should do going into this. Isn't this part of their job, though? And by the way, Kamala Harris, she's the vice president. The vice president doesn't do anything. She has time to work on this. Make this her project. Give her a little project to do and make this the little project. VP is like just a ceremonial position. Have her take a crack at it. Biden takes office as Congress is preparing for a second impeachment trial in the Senate. The House impeached Trump on January 13th for inciting insurrection ahead of the Capitol riots, and the Senate will hold a trial while also confirming some Biden cabinet nominees and rolling out Biden's first legislative effort, a $1.9 trillion relief package. Trial could slow legislative efforts Biden says are urgent for rushing economic aid to millions of Americans and helping states and cities speed up distribution of the Rona vaccines. Biden seems sure to direct his cabinet heads to allow nothing to interfere with other priorities, including an economic recovery, climate policy, student debt relief, racial justice, oh brother, and healthcare reform. Everything else I'm fine with other than racial justice. Investigating or prosecuting Trump could be so explosive that it distracts from other Biden priorities, perpetuates partisan warfare in Congress and the country. Hands off with the Justice Department. Biden said he'd leave it up to the Justice Department to decide whether Trump's actions as president warrant any kind of prosecutorial action. His Attorney General nominee, Judge Merrick Garland, seems well qualified to handle the matter. Garland's worked in prior Democratic administrations, but during 25 years as an appeals court judge, developed a strong reputation for impartiality and fairness. Should have also been a Supreme Court justice, to be honest with you. Yeah, he was nominated in 2016, but Mitch McConnell fucked him. He wouldn't let the Senate vote on the nomination. Had there been a vote, the Senate would have almost assuredly sent him to the high court. Maybe more of us would be getting high. Selection of Merrick Garland to be Attorney General underscores that Biden wants to be hands off with respect to the Justice Department. Podesta says, do exactly the opposite of what Trump did, not reach in and direct the department to do what he wants, but to be the people's lawyer and do what's right, what's just, what's fair. That's nice. It's a nice step in the right direction. What might that be with regard to Trump? Well, some legal analysts think Mueller's investigation into Trump's ties to Russia left breadcrumbs Prosecutors could follow either in an impeachment trial or an investigation of Trump following his presidency. The first impeachment of Trump didn't stem from the Mueller probe, but from Trump withholding military aid from Ukraine while asking for dirt on Biden. So nobody's yet followed Mueller's leads. Trump's presidency also raised grave questions about whether there should be new laws or rules that prevent future presidents from trying to pressure global allies for political reasons or overturn legitimate elections as Trump did. Trump used the office to direct business to his commercial properties. He and numerous aides routinely violated the Hatch Act, meant to ban the use of government assets for political purposes, and also to ban hatches because doors are so much easier to use. Um, by the way, I haven't heard any talk about Biden releasing his finances or his tax return. Is that something he already did, like when he was nominated? Is that old news? It was always just done. Trump was the first cunt to not go along with the plan. Determining what to do about all that's a monumental undertaking that could team up. That's pretty funny, dub style. Most accomplished woman to ever hold VP. Yeah. Congress could appoint a bipartisan commission to make policy recommendations, revising the Justice Department view that a sitting president can't be criminally prosecuted. Garland might quietly convene his own group of legal experts to assess the whole of the Trump presidency and the trade offs between prosecuting Trump and dropping the matter. He also has trouble in New York, by the way, this fucker. Might identify some middle ground senses, such as publishing a report on Trump's transgressions as a form of accountability, but deciding to prosecute Garland could take this time. Garland could take his time too, with no need to take any action until Biden has made headway on his policy goals. Perhaps even after the 22 midterm elections. That's a bet I got to get out of. Will they prosecute him in the first 100 days? The outcome of the Senate impeachment trial could affect what Garland decides to do. If the Senate convicts Trump, it would be a powerful bipartisan statement of condemnation and probably be followed by a second resolution barring Trump from holding federal office again. Garland could plausibly conclude that conviction is punishment enough and decide against any further prosecution. But if the Senate fails to convict Trump, could boost the pressure on Garland to do something to demonstrate Trump can't completely escape accountability. Trump still faces state and local fraud investigations involving his businesses, which could cause trouble enough, but those won't address Trump's actions as president or the flaws Trump exposed in the system of checks on presidential power. Biden isn't saying so, but making sure no president ever abuses power the way Trump did is a priority equal to all the others. But again, that would be what every libertarian would tell you. I remember a long time ago, Penn Jillette of Penn and Teller fame saying, hey, you keep giving the president more and more power, turning him into like a king. And that's great when the guy you like is the president. But what if the person that you don't like is the president and he has all that power? Or what if, God forbid, we get some lunatic and then he's got all that power? And well, that's what happened. So it's another case for leaning more libertarian. Fucking PI is going to close in 5 minutes. And I'm going to close out tonight 2 cents down. I just don't believe this is going to stay at this price. I will probably get the fuck out of it, though, at 41 cents. So, like, see, again, it's nice. It tells me right here what my gain or loss is. But Yeah, they're about to. This shit's about to close in like 5 minutes. That's not going to change before then. What else do I have? I'm going to end the day down $2.72. I'd like for this bet to end. I bought some additional no shares in this. I felt like it was a good bet, so I bought some at a higher price. I had you could see on the 14th is when I bought I had 25 shares. Yeah. I had 25 shares that I bought for 45 cents on the 14th. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I like this bet. And I bought 25 more at 84 cents. Just piling on it. Just fucking doubling down. I hope Merkel just fucking gets out of there. I thought about buying some yes on Merkel. It looks, I mean, everything is pointing to this fucking broad leaving. Makes me, I mean, everything I'm reading, but I don't know, man. Should I buy 25 shares of Merkel? Think about that one later. I'm not going to do anything rash right now. I'm trying to get out of these markets here. I'm offering to sell all this shit off. See this right here? These are these were things when I was just starting out and I was kind of playing around. I'm not. I'm offering to sell these for the exact price I paid for them, and I can't get rid of them. And the reason is because there's not that many people in this market yet. So, like, you could see here that, yeah, I paid 84 cents. There's no change. That's what they go for. Um, but if you look at the prices, oh, there's a lot of people here. Why the fuck is nobody buying this? I'm just asking. That's so weird. So you could see the order book here. I thought that there was, for some reason, more than that. So this shows you the trade volume, the active shares. So there's plenty of people. Why the fuck does nobody want my no shares? It shows where you are in line too. So like, if you go to prices and you click here, so there's 7,621 shares being offered at 84 cents before me. I'm offering 25. Then there's 30,256 after me. So you do it, it goes in order. You just got to wait your turn. So I guess just got to wait my fucking turn. I think Nikki Haley has a really good shot. I might take yes on Nikki Haley at some point. I don't know. That shit's so far away. But any moment, this thing, we're going to get a little message saying that the market's closed here. This fucking thing. This is a heartbreaker. I should probably just get out of this fucking thing too, because they're not going to do it in Biden 100 days, right? They got so much shit going on. They're not going to get this done in the first 100 days. I should just get the fuck out of this. I don't know. There should be a bet if retires at let's come because um let's see if there's anything like that. It's funny you mentioned that. I feel So this is sort of that bet, right? Not exactly, but does she file for president before 2023? Will Kamala Harris file to run for president before the end of 2022? So this is sort of your bet, right? I mean, it's slightly different. What do you think? I think he will make history. I would take the no on this, by the way. She would have to use the 25th Amendment against Joe. So you don't think he's just going to retire? Let's see. This will resolve to yes in the event Harris becomes a candidate for president of the United States in the 2024 general election by filing a statement of candidacy before the end date listed below. Filing with let's see. Her representatives regarding intentions to run the filing of clerical corrective for the administration updates, amendments, or disclosures related to Ms. Harris' previous. So it's by December 31st of 22. I don't think she'll do that either. Oh, and we got the message. It's closed. It's saying, will she file by that date? What was the date again? By December 31st of 22, will she file then to run for? Oh, so you don't think Biden's going to try to go for a second term? He'll be 82, right? He's 78 now. So he'd be 82. You don't think he'll try to make it to 86? I don't know. You can see why I love this website, though, right? Super fun. Yeah, he is already kind of feeble. Did you see him running today, though? He kept on running up to people. He's like, oh, I'm going to get in trouble. He ran over, talked to some people. I got to go. I'm going to get in trouble. And he's running around. Can't believe I'm going to ended $3.22 down. Tough day at the market, honey. How was your day, honey? Tough day at the market. Fuck, I could have made $7 6 times today. Minus 10%, I know. $42 minus 420. Wow. All right. Well, thanks for hanging. It's a small group tonight. I don't know what happened. I do feel like I've been a little off. I don't know why. It's weird. But thanks for hanging with me. Appreciate it. Thanks for helping me do math. A couple. It looks like there's 3 people here. Got 4 thumbs up, so that's cool. You guys know the deal. If you haven't, by the way, there's also a Facebook group. I have a Discord server now too. I got to give you the address to that. But if you want to join the Facebook group, do some research and see when they normally announce. The question is, will she announce by that date? Yeah, it's really funny you mentioned that because there was a similar question with Mike Pence, and my buddy Maurice said, do some research to see when they normally announce, and I did. And everybody I looked up from both parties, I forget what I found, but I think it was a year ahead. It's like I didn't find anybody that had done it at that point. So but I believe there's a Mike Pence one that's similar to that. There's oh, but anyway, the Facebook group, if you go there, it's just a group where I upload like memes and shit. If you want to chat with other people that watch the show, of course, we've got the Zach Waldman fan club at zachwaldman.com/fans. Yeah, here are I was the latest markets. Well, actually, we could look at what are the new arrivals. Votes to confirm Yellen at Treasury. There's some shit for the Dutch election. I don't know anything about that. Thune votes to convict Trump. Romney votes to convict Trump. Collins votes to convict Trump. So a lot of bets on who will and won't convict Trump. I got to follow all these people on Twitter, read everything about them, and try to figure it out, I guess. German Chancellor. Don't I have... Oh, I got out of this. I think it's going to be Sweeter or however you say this fucking guy, Marcus Swoder, however the fuck he says his name. When I was doing research into this shit, I wasn't actively looking him up. I lost my shirt on Frank Mertz, on Fred Mertz rather, as I call him. But in my process of learning about Fred Mertz, I learned about this guy, Marcus Soda Pop, and Marcus Sweater. I think this guy's going to fucking win. Fuck this Armin Laschet motherfucker. Yeah, Romney's going to definitely vote to convict. That's at 89%. So yeah, that's what everybody else thinks too. Will they do it by April 29th? This has been all over the place, huh? It's been as high as 90 cents. So they've known for quite a while. People believed that he was going to. Let's see what the 7-day is. It was pretty flat. And then I haven't did Romney come out and say that he was going to, because for this to start off this high, I mean, Jesus. So you could still make 11 cents on that if you bought in. It's only up a penny. It might go down to 88 tomorrow. Make 12 cents on it. I've been doing better trying to consolidate all my money on one bet and flipping it. Netanyahu. See, that's what's so great about this, man. There's always something fucking going on. You know, I think, again, I don't want to lock up my money for all this time, but if I had money, I would just take the yes on both of these. It's going to be one of these two fuckers. It's not going to be Pete Buttigieg, and it's definitely not going to be AOC or Hillary. It's not going to be any of these people. I actually heard a guy discussing a strategy where he talks about this kind of situation where there's some that are just obvious that it's not going to be, and how he plays that, how he works that. But I mean, this is all free money here. You get all of these cheap. You can get AOC at 93 cents. You know, so all right. I'm really gonna bail. I got some Chinese food to eat, and I got a virtual magic show tomorrow. But then we'll be back tomorrow night. Fucking feel like this. I don't know. My YouTube show, something is. I'm in a slump or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I feel good. I'm not depressed or anything. I just feel like I haven't found anything to goof on. Maybe it's just because everything's been about, Trump and Biden and shit. That's why I'm hoping that now the news is just gonna we'll get back to some ridiculous news. And get back to me pretending I feel like I look fucking great though. Even though I'm fat as fuck if you saw me in person. I look good on camera right now. All right, I'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for hanging. Again, thanks for helping me with math, with basic arithmetic. And it's tradition, so I got to do it. Got to play out with a little Reverend Carl. And also, I got to tell you, I love you more than chocolate cake. See you soon. Thanks again, Dub.
It's 2 a.m., 14 below, it's closed. My work is done, but I'm feeling low, and I wanna play the night away, the night away. I can't stand to be alone. I gotta bring over some people to fill up my empty home. Yes, I do. Yes, I do now. I'm having a party, having a party, having a party. I'm having a party, people. And a party, people. Well, well, well. Put out the word to the chosen few. I got the SMC, my friends. Bring your choice of brews, your choice of brews. The buzz is on and the mood is set. The candles burn as the turntables turn by the TV set. Yes, they do. Yes, they do now. Having a party, having a party, having a party. I'm having a party, people. And a party, people. And everybody's getting down now. Party people, having a party. Having a party, having a party, people. A party, people. Well, well. The monster man is feeling smooth. While in the mirror he's busting moves till he finds his groove. Till he finds his groove. A Johnny Poet is feeling numb. He's gonna drink until the sunlight comes out to play. He's always running away. Where are your shoes today now? Having a party, having a party, having a party. We having a party, people. A party, people. And everybody's getting down now. Party people, having a party, having a party. We having a party, people. And a party, people. Yeah. He's been drinking them 21s like they're going out of style. A jungleberry scabbing tails. He'll smoke all the weed you have if you let him away with it. Let him away with it. Let him away with it. Away with it. Away with it now. Having a party, having a party, having a party. We having a party, people. Having a party, people. And everybody's getting down now. Party people, having a party, having a party. We having a party, people. A party, people. Well, Reggie Love is dressed in plain. He'd like to bop the night away, cause he's come a long way from that Ventura County. Girly girl by the telephone. She's been waiting on a man to call so she can share her love, share her love.